You don't notice it at first. It feels like thinking, planning, preparing, staying ahead. But it's not clarity. It's anxiety. And it's been running your life, quietly. You wake up with it. You carry it through the day. You fall asleep with it still looping in your head. Not always loud. Sometimes subtle. A constant background noise. What if this goes wrong? What if I mess this up? What if they think differently? And because it sounds like caution, you trust it. You think it's helping you. Keeping you safe. Keeping you prepared. But look closer. Because the same voice that tells you to prepare also stops you from acting. It makes you hesitate, overthink, delay. You plan more than you execute. You analyze more than you move. And slowly, your life becomes smaller. Not because you can't do more. Because anxiety convinces you not to. That's the trap. It doesn't control you loudly. It controls you subtly. Through decisions. The ones you don't even realize you're making. You don't apply. You don't speak up. You don't take the risk. Not because you decided not to. Because it felt safer not to. And over time, those safe decisions become your reality. A life built around avoidance. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Anxiety isn't just something you feel. It's something you follow. And the more you follow it, the stronger it becomes. Because every time you avoid, your brain learns something. Avoidance worked. You stayed safe. So next time, it pushes harder, louder, more convincing, and your world gets smaller again. That's how anxiety grows. Not through feeling, through obedience. Now here's where most people get stuck. They try to eliminate anxiety. They want it gone. No more overthinking. No more fear. No more discomfort. That doesn't work. Because anxiety is part of your system. It's designed to protect you. The problem isn't its existence. It's its control. So the shift isn't to remove anxiety. It's to stop obeying it. That's where power begins. First shift. Separate feeling from action. You can feel anxious and still act. Those are not the same. But most people link them. I feel anxious, so I shouldn't do it. That's the mistake. Because now your behavior is controlled by your emotion. So instead, you feel it, and you move anyway. Not recklessly. Intentionally. Because action is what breaks the pattern. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Your mind will fight back. It will give you reasons. Logical ones. Wait a little longer. Prepare more. Make sure it's perfect. And it sounds smart. Responsible. But it's not. It's delay. Disguised as intelligence. So the second shift. Recognize disguised avoidance. When you keep preparing, but never start, that's not productivity. That's anxiety in control. And once you see that, you can interrupt it. Now listen carefully. Because this is where control actually develops. Anxiety feeds on uncertainty. And your brain tries to eliminate it. By thinking more, planning more, analyzing more. But uncertainty never disappears. So you stay stuck. So the third shift. Act without full certainty. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move. Because clarity comes from action. Not from thinking. Now here's something deeper. Avoidance doesn't just protect you. It rewires you. Every time you avoid, you reinforce the belief. I can't handle this. And over time, that belief becomes real. So the fourth shift. Build evidence through action. Small actions. Repeated. Proof that you can handle discomfort. Because confidence isn't built by thinking. It's built by doing. Now here's the truth most people avoid. Anxiety doesn't shrink on its own. It shrinks when you face it. Not all at once. Gradually. So the fifth shift. Lean into controlled discomfort. Do things that feel slightly uncomfortable. Not overwhelming, just enough to challenge the pattern. Because each time you face it, you weaken its control. Now here's where identity changes. Most people see themselves as anxious. And that label locks them in. I'm just an anxious person. So they expect to avoid. And they do. So the sixth shift. Stop identifying with anxiety. You experience anxiety. You are not anxiety. That difference matters. Because one is temporary. The other feels permanent. Now here's the final shift. And this is what makes everything sustainable. Most people think progress means no anxiety. That's not progress. Progress is acting despite it. Feeling it, and moving anyway. Again, and again, and again. Until something shifts. And it will. Because the more you act, the less power anxiety has. Now step back. Look at your life honestly. How many decisions have been made because of anxiety? Opportunities avoided. Conversations delayed. Risks ignored. Not because you couldn't do them. Because it felt safer not to. And that safety is costing you. Not immediately, but over time. Because the life you want exists outside that comfort, outside that avoidance. And you already know that. Now here's the choice. Will you keep listening to anxiety, or will you start leading yourself? Because one keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. And it doesn't start with removing the feeling. It starts with changing your response. Because your future isn't built on how you feel. It's built on what you do, despite how you feel. If this changed your perspective, subscribe. Because the next video might change your life.